So how do you become a more productive person? Now, this is a good question because a lot of people, I think struggle with being productive, right? They try to write lists down and they try to establish a routine, which I do believe holds value when trying to be a more productive person. Although there's a lot of times when you're trying to implement new things, right, in your life, when you're trying to make your life better, that a lot of times that this really doesn't help, right? Writing that list can lead to procrastination, right? And a lot of times you just push it off to the next day and to the next day. And even for myself, right? I've attempted to do this I downloaded an app. It's kind of like a Kanban board kind of thing. And I essentially put everything on there I wanted to get done for the week, right? Now, I'm the kind of person that rarely looks at that stuff, right? It sends me a notification. I'm like, that's great. I was like, I know in my head what I got to get done, so I got to get this done, right? And so the Kanban board thing didn't really work for me. Now that works for some people and that's great, but it doesn't work for everybody, right? So how can you still be more productive? And this is a great question because for myself, right, if you're trying to implement something, you'll essentially try to schedule into your routine, and a lot of times again you'll push it off and then it'll never get accomplished, and that one thing that you've always wanted to do never gets done. So what I found is to actually, when you have that thought, that idea that you want to do, you just need to start executing on it. And a lot of times people will not execute, right? First of all, that's one of the biggest issues, is people won't execute on anything, especially if it's new, right? If it takes them out of the routine and they want to change your life, you have to realize that you have to break up your routine, and your routine can't be the same anymore. Your routine has to change. Your lifestyle is changing, right? You're trying to adapt new things in your life. And so the biggest thing to do is to take action by just, if that thought or idea is in your head, just start doing it, right? If it comes in your head, oh, I got to do this, do it right then and there. Now, yes, I do believe you need to schedule things. Like, I can't remember everything, right? There's specific special events or something going on. Yes, I'll have to put a reminder in my calendar, and when that goes off, then like, hey, I got to do this. And then, I try to prep as much as ahead of time so that way I can be more successful, right? Because you do got to have some kind of framework. I do believe you do have to have a framework, a routine that will keep you successful. But that also means that during that time, you need to be executing and taking advantage of every hour of every day. And I feel by doing this, you can be extremely productive. Like, I feel like I am more productive today than I have been ever in my life. And by doing this, by implementing this, right? Because typically I would, only do what I needed to do, right? Because when you jot down stuff on a list, you realize that you just get that list done, and then you really don't think about anything else, right? Now, how much can you fit in? Maybe you are doing tasks in which you can knock out in the first hour of your day, or first couple hours of your day, and then you have the whole day. A lot of people will just take that whole day and just relax. Hey, I got what I needed to get done. Well, what if there's something else you're trying to implement in life, right? Maybe you're trying to do a business. Maybe you're trying to get healthy, go work out and stuff like that. So you need to start making the changes then and there. And a lot of times, a lot of people won't do this because they feel like it's not worth it, right? So that's just the biggest thing, is I found that this has really helped, and a lot of times that it has not, right? And so for those people out there trying to be more productive, so just execute on those things that I feel are valuable to you. And by doing this, you can help yourself a lot tremendously in life by doing so. So I again myself have been doing this for over the past 2 years, and it has really helped me, right? Because again, you do that list and you push things off and you don't get it done. And again, it's a list. Like that Kanban board, the app that I had, it did not help me, right? Like the notification came in, that was great, but it really wasn't something I wanted to do. I really wasn't something, I mean, I knew I had to do it, but I procrastinated a lot more when it was written down, right? Because I gave myself the time to think about it. And when you give yourself the time to think about it, you come up with reasons why not to and why it's better to push it off. And then, which again leads to procrastination and not allowing you to achieve those things that you want in life. So ultimately, I think it's extremely important to push yourself, put yourself in that position that which when that thought or idea comes in your head, you're going to execute on it and get it done. And this is one of the biggest things I found has really helped me in my life again. And I think by implementing this, right, by implementing that structure, a routine that's going to help you, you're going to have to slowly increment yourself, right? You can't just jump into it and expect it to work overnight, right? Especially when you're just executing on stuff, because a lot of people can get frustrated about that. A lot of people will get burnt out quickly. So it's good to start little and then move your way bigger into the next tasking, and then do this, right? And perhaps you already have daily tasks, and slowly start implementing that, right? That first hour, how many of those tasks can you get done within that first hour or two? And if you can get it all done, you find out that, yes, now I have the whole day open, put another new task in there, right? And then when you start just executing on that and stop thinking about it, you're not procrastinating, put another new task, and then do this, right? Try to essentially break your day up and do as much as you can in one part of the day. And then, from like 6 to 12, right? That first part of the day, how much you can get done that day. If you can, prioritize those things that you want to get done, you can actually knock out a lot in 6 hours. And then that second hour, that's like a whole second day. You can do a lot more in that whole second day to help improve your life dramatically. So to say that you don't have the time, you do have the time. It's just changing your perspective on things, executing on things that you know to get done, and stop the procrastination, right? Because I noticed a lot of times when I was procrastinating that procrastination could take a long time. It could chew up a lot of your time, right? And that's the last thing you want to do, is allow yourself to chew up a lot of time, because then you wonder where your time goes. And a lot of times you'll find that you are essentially wasting time on social media and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, but there are times I've caught myself on social media and allowed myself to go, like, I looked at one thing and then it just sucks you in, and the next thing you know, 30 minutes, an hour passes by, and you wonder where your time goes. And so that's why I limit that stuff. And I know there's things I need to get done, so I'll just stand up, even though there are a lot of times I don't want to. I'll get up and I'll do what I have to do. And that's the best way to come about it, right? Is to just be executing. And the more you can establish this and execute, and the better things get. And the better you utilize your time, the better, you start achieving those things that you want in life by doing this, by just reacting instead of, or doing as opposed to reacting, right? And so that's ultimately what it is. So I hope this helps you guys. And if it has, remember to hit that like button on the way out. Till next time, I will see you guys later.